You have to fight for justice. As well, people out there advocating, like John Ray. I don't care what you say, but teen vanished during cross-country trip 2012. Her remains were just ID'd in New York City construction site. Oh yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Stevie Bates, 19, Brooklyn, New York. Got off a bus one day. Yeah, she just never seen again. They found her. Wow. I didn't know they found her. I didn't know she was dead. Oh, I see. Okay. I must be thinking of some other lady. Alleged Long Island serial killer Rex Human worked on the building in 1992. Same block where Mary Stevie was found murdered. He uses his work, you know. Okay, let's read this. Now, the New York City Police Department is asking for information connecting to the 2012 disappearance of the death of Stevie Bates, 19, in New Brooklyn. On Friday, New York City officer of the Chief of Medical Examiner positively identified the remains of those Bates. A New York PD confirmed an email to People magazine, I think. The remains were found on 18th of September 2020 during an excavation of a construction site of Cypress Avenue, Queens, according to the NYPD. Her body was wrapped in a blanket, reports claim. Bates had taken part in Occupy Wall Street protests 2011 and 2012, according to the Missing People report. The outlet reports the cause of death remains part of the ongoing investigation, NYPD said in an email. In 2012, Bates vanished while travelling back in New York City after a cross-country trip. Her mother, Vivian, wrote on Find Stevie Bates' website, travelling alone by Greyhound bus in New York City. The building where Stevie Bates was found was listed as vacant, open and unguarded on June 15th, 2011. NYPD Department of the Building Complaint Murder Inc.'s thesis about Long Island serial killer using abandoned buildings is likely correct. I don't know much about permits. Disposition, stop work order fully rescinded. Comment active permits, DM and Q something number, FN on site at time of inspection, okay to fully rescind and stop work order. And that date was 2011. So, someone complained about him working on something. He condemned the building vacant or something, or did something wrong. It was open and unguarded, and that was the complaint. Active permits, time of inspection okay, fully rescinded, full stop work order. Rex Human falsely condemned a building as vacant and scheduled it for demolition in 2007. Cover his guilt and what he's doing in these places is evidence, don't you think? Booted families face a long wait. Harlem Boulevard, whatever, may not be safe until next week. More than 24 Harlem families booted from their crumbling apartment building won't be allowed to return until next week, city officials said yesterday. The announcement came as the City Building Department Commissioner said the agency was investigating whether the architect hired to renovate the 7-story building. HUEREMANN falsely identified it as vacant. That revelation provided little comfort to at least 27 families left homeless after fire officials ordered the unsafe 85-brick tenement evacuated Tuesday. "This has been nightmares," said Jacqueline Javier, 36, adding that she and other residents have been complaining about the building cracked walls and weakened floors for weeks. "This is something that the city agents knew about. Why did they wait for a fire department to say it was unsafe?" There are more than 700 open housing code violations against 305 and 307 West and 150 LLC. The company has owned the 305 West and 105th same building. Neil Coleman, a spokesman for the Department of Housing Preservation and Development, said that the agency will likely ask Housing Court Judge tomorrow to appoint an administrator to run the apartment building, because the building has been effectively abandoned by its owner. Spokeswoman for the company that manages the building, Manhattan North Management & Co., said the residents were told the renovations will create a certain amount of nuisance. HUEREMANN did not return calls for comment. Representatives of 305th and 307th West could not be reached. Some 16 displaced families are in temporary housing provided by the city in Upper Manhattan and the Bronx. Another 10 families are Brooklyn hotels and Red Cross said. The abandoned building was owned by PHSCH included, a provider of services for the disabled. According to residents living nearby, this building at 80 and 97 Cypress Avenue in Glendale has been overrun by squatters. Excuse me. This site was owned by PSCH, a provider of services for the disabled. The company is now attempting to evict the squatters inside. The residents came on behalf of their brother, who has been fighting squatters in Cypress Avenue property. Located off Clover Place over the last year, it seems most impossible for something to be done, she said. "We cannot live under these conditions much longer." She confirmed that the squatters have been defecating on the roofs, throwing their trash onto the street, and throwing a car mirror into the oncoming traffic, and that squatters have been harming pets. The building owner has been contacted but has yet to respond to her or her brother, she added. Board 5 District Manager Gloria Dano explained that the squatters come from a nearby property at 1897 Cypress Avenue owned by the disability place, a provider of services for people with psychological and behavioural disabilities. Stevie Bates' sister lived in Sterling Place in Brooklyn, where Stevie was last seen alive on April the 12th, 2012. Now police need anyone with information about Bates' disappearance to forward and help solve the mystery surrounding why she died and why. The medical examiner's office, though they were able to identify Bates' remains, were not able to yet associate certain cause. Police sources believe she may have suffered from a fatal overdose. Foul play has not yet been ruled out. According to missing persons report on Bates, she had participated in Occupy Wall Street protests during the 2011 and 2012. She was undomiciled and last seen alive in person at 8 a.m. April 12th, 2012, leaving her sister's home, Sterling Place in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. The following month, Vivian Jones, Stevie Bates' mother, reported her daughter's disappearance to the police. Jones told the police that Bates told her on the 12th of April 2012 that she was en route back to New York on bus trip to Arkansas. Rex Heuermann's former boss and business associate Harvey Rothenberg worked on the building next to 195 Schenectady AD Avenue in 2011. Yeah, it's just confirmation of the there's where she was. There's where Rothenberg had the property contract. It's not a coincidence that these people are going. Rex Heuermann worked on a home for the Disabilities Catholic Guardian Society, 1 block from where Tiffany Dixon disappeared in 1991. He signed off on a job here, look, at that time. You know, people are going missing when he's around, working. The project, Heart-Share Warming Service of New York, Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn, formerly Catholic Guardian Society of Brooklyn and Queens, a non-for-profit or corporation, owns buildings for use as an intermediate care facility, providing services for persons with varying degrees of mental retardation. The project, located on 689 Hart Street, approximately 2,000 feet, comprised of 5 beds in Brooklyn, Kings County, has total project cost to be financed estimated not to exceed £1,220,000. Rex Heuermann and RH Consultants and Associates inclusive are listed as donors for Heart-Share. I looked up something interesting about the charity he donates to. It's like a Catholic charity, history of Heart-Share. In 1914, we opened our doors as a Catholic Guardian Society of Brooklyn and Queens to help 5,000 orphan teens find housing and jobs. Throughout the years, Heart-Share established continued to expand and diverse programs. That's the charity I'd like to go through it and talk through it, show you his list is on the Heart-Share, listed as a donator to them, you know. There you go. Right, Rex Heuermann and his consultant agency Incorporated are listed as a donor for Heart-Share. Yeah. Yeah. Christine Belusco, the girl with the scorpion tattoo. That outfit looks very like a priest, you know, a bishop's uniform. On September 20th, 1991, a woman was found murdered in Staten Island, New York. She'd been handcuffed and bludgeoned to the head and set on fire. I think we discussed this one Did we? Hang on, let me just check. I'll be back. No. Her back and her body had been partially burned and she had been struck on the head. She was clad in black dress and sneakers. 5'5", weighed 101 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. Autopsy determined the cause of death was performed today. Staten Island police are seeking identity of the young woman whose body was found in the wooded ravine near South Beach Psychiatric Centre. See, these things are linked. Lieutenant William Quinn, head of Crimes Against Persons Squad in Staten Island, described the brown-eyed woman as 5'5" and 115 pounds. Mr. Quinn said she appeared to be about 22 or 23 years of age, wearing a black dress and pink trim neckline and pockets, size medium. She was wearing a pair of size 8 sneakers and brand name balloons. Sorry. No identity was found, but Quinn noted that the woman had a tattoo of a scorpion on her right buttock and was wearing 2 gold chains and a ring watch. Remember when them ring watches were fashionable at the time? In 91? They were a big fashion accessory at the time to have your your time on a ring on your hand rather than your wrist. I remember that era. The body was discovered early Friday, Seaview Avenue near Patterson Avenue, across from the hospital, by an employee who first thought it was a mannequin. The police theorised that the victim may have been killed elsewhere and dumped there. Quinn said she was beaten and badly burned and was handcuffed. The autopsy report indicates she was strangled and hit on the back of the head several times. Quinn said the police are reaching out for other boroughs and hope that her family and friends will all recognise her from the description and come forward so she can be properly buried. Anyone with information should be contact the police helpline. Okay. Michael E. McCahon, State Island DA. Over 30 years ago, an unidentified woman was found brutally murdered in Staten Island's East Shore. After years of work aided by innovative forensic genealogy, Christine Belusco of Morris County, New Jersey, as the victim. That Christine had a 2-year-old child, Krista Nicole, as well. (1991) murder victim identified. DNA technique was used the same as the Gilgo killings. When her body was found beaten and manacled and burned in Staten Island 91, the unidentified murder victim came known as the girl with a scorpion tattoo because of a particular marking she had on her. But after the investigation spanned nearly 32 years and expertise of the FBI, played major role in the Gilgo Beach and other Long Island murder cases. The woman on Staten Island was identified through genetic genealogy as Christine Belusco, officials announced Tuesday. This is the story about a brutal deprived act on violence and killed this young woman in her prime and dumping her body in a lonely, disisolated field on the shore of Staten Island.
McMahon had disclosed that Belusco, 29, at the time of her death, had a 2-year-old daughter named Krista Nicole, and investigators are trying to locate the child, who would now be 34 if she lived. We need public help, Mahone said about the search of Christine Nicole. Belusco's age initially wasn't announced as the investigation began in 1990s, but had been estimated to have been at least in her mid-20s then. She was found by the office workers in a weeded area opposite 777 Seaview Avenue in East Shore area of Staten Island. When the police found Belusco on 19th of September 1991, she appeared to have been beaten on the back of the head with a hammer found nearby. Her hands had been cuffed and the body bound, according to McMahon. This was done by someone who knew her, McMahon said. An autopsy revealed a scorpion tattoo on Belusco's buttock area. Police also found jewelry at the said crime scene, but despite years of investigation by the NYPD, which included uploading Belusco's DNA to federal and local databases, her identity could not be determined. Finally, in 2019, McMahon decided to use investigative genetic genealogy to crack the case. Genetic genealogy is being used around the country to solve cases of unidentified victims. This was in 2019. In 2000, the FBI and Suffolk County police officials announced they had identified Gilgo Beach murder victim Valerie Mack through genealogy. Wow. Last year, Suffolk District Attorney Dre Tierney and the Suffolk County Police Department Commissioner Rodney Harrison said they solved the 1980 Long Island murder of Eve genealogy, a method in which unknown crime scene DNA is prepared to genetic profiles uploaded to various websites by members of the public. Any genetic similarities may lead to construction of genealogical family trees to determine identities. McMahon said Belusco was identified in April 2021, and around that time investigators learned that her brother, Belusco, had a daughter. On Tuesday, McMahon said give a shout out to New York FBI agent Rolly Giordano for helping in the Belusco case. Law enforcement officials said that Gio in genealogy had been involved in the Gilgo and Wilcox case investigations. Genealogy is currently being used to try and identify Gilgo victim known as Jane Doe, as well as those of her toddler daughter, and the FBI spokesman in New York said Giordano was unable to comment. Christine Belusco was found with a hammer and a pair of handcuffs. Look at the hammer. That's not any usual hammer. That's a very old one. During the search of Rex Heuermann's house, the police reportedly found handcuff keys. Exclusive Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect Rex Heuermann is stained shorts, torn shirt and handcuff keys in a workshop of his Long Island home. Suspect Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann kept a torn and stained shirt and handcuff keys in his workshop in his Long Island home. Investigators on Wednesday were spotted carrying a note that listed items discovered as cop combed the property for trophies linked to the victims. The 59-year-old architect, with murdering 3 women and is prime suspect in a 4th. This was at the time when he was caught. The suspect, Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann, kept a torn, stained shirt and handcuff keys in his workshop at his Long Island home. Heuermann also described the cabinet maker's hammer as his favourite tool. The hammer was found to believe to also body hammer. Yeah. Man named Lloyd, it's like you use distinctive hammers, has resided in Massapequa since prior 1989. I have one tool that is pretty much used in every job, and it's actually a cabinet maker's hammer. It's persuasive enough when I need to persuade something, and it always yields excellent results. And at the end of the project, whatever piece of furniture or what I'm working on, it always helps it comes out beautifully. He went on to say, sometimes I have to be heavy framing hammer. Other times I am lightweight hammer, just to nudge things along. The property of Christine Beluski, he knew he was going to get caught. Beluski's body to the building Rex applied for permit, of course, for in 1991, 1 month before the murder. So he was stalking her. Here's the permit. Harvey Rothenberg, the person who had the property before him. The Rex Heuermann was overseeing it. Rex Heuermann on that date. So he was within the vicinity. And look where his victim last was. She's right there. Shannon Gilbert, the girl with the scorpion tattoo too. Shannon Gilbert disappeared on the 1st of May 2010 in Oak Beach, Long Ocean Parkway in Babylon, New York. She was driven from Manhattan to Oak Beach from a man named Joe Brewer, who had hired Shannon as an escort. Hang on. She was driven. Doesn't say anything about the driver. She was driven from Manhattan to Oak Beach, home of a man named Joe Brewer, who had hired Shannon as an escort. Other people were saying it's something else. Shannon called 911 at 4:51, pleading for help because she was going to be murdered. Shannon Gilbert was found dead along Ocean Parkway with 11 other women. A second woman's voice you can hear on the 911 tape saying, "Better hide too." Wow. Department of County Suffolk, New York, the 30th Yaphank Avenue, New York, accredited law enforcement agency. Shannon Gilbert, the date of birth, 5'5", light brown hair, small scar on her right eye, cherry tattoo on her left wrist, scorpion tattoo on her back, blue jeans, white blouse with ruffles, black boots. Oakham Residential Association, last name. Anyone having information concerning the subject requested contact. Shannon Gilbert is listed in her missing persons report as having a cherry and scorpion tattoo. Michael Pack, I don't remember her wearing it, but I remember people telling me they found a black jacket, I think, near the deck or something. Who told you that? I think Mary. Who's Mary? Mary Gilbert. Mary Gilbert? Mary Gilbert or Cherie. I think they told me that they found a leather jacket. Is it an accurate description of Shannon that they had small scar under her right eye? Right eye? I don't remember. Did she have a cherry tattoo on her left wrist? I think so. I don't remember. Did she have a scorpion tattoo on her back? I don't remember. Was it on top of her back or... I don't know. I'm asking you. Very curious indeed. I'm going to listen to that tape again, because if there's another woman speaking on that, saying you better hide too, I'll be honest, that tape does sound strange. I've only listened to it twice because it terrifies me. Okay. On the 5th of 2007, Shannon was arrested as part of a sting of cops targeting S-workers in Upper State, Saddle River, New Jersey. 7 busted in prostitution sting, Upper Saddle River. 7 people were arrested during the undercover prostitution sting connected to free escort services, police said Thursday. Shannon, 21, of Upper Saddle River, Arlene Aguilera, 33, Brooklyn, Elizabeth Gonzalez, 31, of Union City, and Gladys Montalvo, 30, Upper Saddle River, Police Chief Michael Fanning. Rance D. Fanning, 38, of New Jersey City, Eric Ballista, 41, of Hoboken, and Michael DeVivo, 30, of Bloomfield, were charged with promoting S-work and maintaining a nuisance. Anyway, she got busted for prostitution. She was working for lace party gals and wet and wild escorts and adorable, beautiful models. These escort services are out calls that people make phone calls to, Fanning said, and then the S-workers, transported to the locations. Montalvo was also charged with possession of cocaine and charged with impersonating a police officer after showing a fake badge undercover police at the scene. Fanning said police got a tip about the operation and conducted an 8-hour sting from the hotel Route 17 South. The hotel was not involved in the ring. Officers made the calls and the girls will come and offer up their services, Fanning said. The suspect was processed and released on bail pending court appearance. It's dangerous out there in that New York. On the 7th of July 2007, a post about Shannon Gilbert was made on the Utopia Guide Escorts Review Forum. Let's read it. 7 people were arrested during undercover prostitution sting connected to 3 escort services, police said Thursday. Shannon, 21, Upper Side, Riverside, and also charged with women employees of Lace Girls and the other this is here for him. Got to be a story behind this. Why would these cops start calling these services? Involves a 21-year-old from Saddle River. Anyway, the irony is when they usually bust these services, they say it brings a calling the element to the hotel. Hope that other PDs don't get idea of calling escorts into their jurisdiction for some. Though the article is choppy, I think we were operating out of it. The pimp would bring the girls to the hotel and then people call. I know Upper Saddle River doesn't get that busy, but I don't think even they would call someone up that isn't anywhere near the area. I'm not sure what this is trying to angle at, but I'm going to look back on this. Local hotels. I know that 17 slices through a small chunk of Upper Saddle River as a hotel or more there. The older hotels are definitely of the no-tell variety for a while. It's possible a group set up a shop at one of those. This was one of several advertisers in the back page of local entertainment magazine stepping out. The alley probably prowl round, and if they see a NNJ, Northern Bergen County listed, they jump. It's not like there are tons of other work for them around here to do. Pulling drunk drivers, etc. Look at all that. I think there is more to do. Fuck's sake. Joseph Roos, kebab house pimp. 21 of 2009. Carly Baldwin, Harbican. Now short-lived, the kebab house is a network in Washington streets when it first opened in the fall of 2008. The Hotel Kebab House in Hoboken is soon to be no more. We hear instead of something called Cafe Europa, not to be confused with Europa Cafe chain that's all over Manhattan, will be moving soon. They'll be serving typical tea and even have live music update 1 p.m. I don't know what this is about. Courtesy of County Court Office. Michael Roos, 43, owned a kebab house and allegedly ran high-priced call girl ring out of New Jersey City Heights. Earlier this month, Roos was arrested for running a high-priced ring and offered clients cocaine and charged up to $3,500 an hour for their services of one of the 40 scantily clad models pictured on his website. The business took in about $250 a month before it shut down. The investigation into Roos was triggered 6 months ago by the information provided by Hoboken Police. As for the escort agency Shannon is known to have been associated with, October 27, 2003, Party Girls Escort at Jersey City. Escorts. November 2003, Lace Escorts, New Jersey. March 2005, Lace Escorts, New Brunswick, New Jersey. She went through a few agencies, didn't she? 14th of 2006, Wet n Wild Escort Agency, New Jersey. Don't get any ideas, people. April 2008, 2007, Lace Girl Party Ads. Wow. April 9th, 2008, Lace Girl Party adds the record. 2000, August 28th, Wet and Wild Escorts. So she worked for him. That's what it's trying to imply here. It's actually indicating the truth, this article, and I find it really interesting that nobody is reporting much from this article because it has lots of detail in. Joseph Roos, money laundering and cocaine trafficking, he was charged with. Pimp from Jersey City Heights admits laundering millions made through call girl services. June 12, 2010. This was after what Shannon went missing. She went missing 1st of May. I'll read up to this bit and then A Jersey City Heights man pleaded guilty yesterday of laundering more than $3 million a year that he made providing big spenders with prostitutes and drugs, officials said. Roos, 44, operated world-class party girls a face-up for 7 years in prison when he is sentenced on the 17th, said Hudson County Assistant Prosecutor. Roos is currently free on bail for £500,000. A year-long probe began after Hoboken police received a tip led to county investigators dismantling the escort service. For more information, see today's Jersey Journal. Okay. Hudson County Prosecutor 44 Roos of Jersey City made money through a prostitution ring and sometimes provided illegal drugs to clients. He faced up to 7 years in prison when he's sentenced on the 17th. Investigations found credit card bills as high as $20,000 for one session. When more than one prostitute with cocaine was involved, they would custom as high as $100,000. Roos remains free on bail for £500,000 bail. Man admits laundering millions. Why did he admit it? Because there's worse that he knows and he's involved in, of course. Jersey City operator of Northern Jersey-based escort service has admitted laundering up to $3 million per year. Hudson County prosecutors say 44-year-old Roos of Jersey City made the money through prostitution and by sometimes providing legal drugs to clients. He faces up to 7 years. Prosecution authorities seized several $100,000 from bank accounts associated with world-class girls and charged customers rates rang from $500 to $3,500 per hour. Investigators found credit card bills as high as $20,000 for one session, and more than one prostitute cocaine was $100,000. Roos remains free. Escort firm admits laundering money. So there's loads of footage, there's loads of evidence. That's what they're trying to tell you. Lace party girls, yeah, that's how he'd do it through his Facebook. Michael Pack, the driver. Now, we will talk about this further on our next episode tomorrow. It'll be out by 4 p.m. I take care and be safe, and always subscribe and like my videos. Get my content out there. Thank you. Bye.